Hello, thank you for joining me. I am Beth Ann of Beth Ann Stamps, and I appreciate you taking time to view my videos. This week, we are going to be looking at Sentimental Swirls. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare there. This is in the new mini catalog that was released January 4th. And I'm going to combine the cards today between this one and Watercolor Shapes. I just thought these two went very well together. I first saw this when we had a Stamping Up event to preview some items that were in the new mini catalog, and I just fell in love with it. It has this little gold badge here. This means it was designed by a $1 million seller, and I just think she did a phenomenal job with this one. It also coordinates with two other punches that we currently have. It coordinates with the Strawberry Builder Punch and the Flowers and Leaves Punch. And we will be looking at both of these today also in the card we're making. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. This is the card that I have for you today. The background is done with the watercolor stamps, and then we've used both punches. This strawberry one does the small flowers, and the Flower and Leaves does the big flower. And there's also leaves in here from the stamp set, but I didn't use the leaves today. So let's go ahead and bring in my pieces. So first, we have the card base, and I have chosen to use Balmy Blue this week. So it's the typical top folding card. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And on the inside, you'll see I already have that done. I took the small stamp out of this watercolor stamps and did the same thing that we're going to do on the front. And then just did a couple swirls and butterflies to bring that continuity from the outside to the inside. All right, then we're going to start by stamping, and then we'll get to the other dimensions. And also, of course, linked down below in the description will be the link to the blog that has all the dimensions written out for you and a little more information. So we're going to start with first is the bigger stamp from the Watercolor Shapes, and we're going to start with Balmy Blue. So I'm going to ink this up. Okay. Now, these are meant to look like watercolor, so they are not going to come out perfect. I just start at the bottom, stamp that, and then go up a little, stamp again, and go up a little more, and stamp again. So that sort of gradiates in that watercolor as it goes towards the top. Now, you could mask off if you wanted to. I don't mind. I like this effect where it's overlapped. But you could mask those off and get real light colors as you go up if you wanted to. Okay, so next we're going to bring in the large swirl. And the first one I'm going to do is with Night of Navy. Again, we're going to ink this up. Let me try it this way. Sometimes it's easier to take the ink pad to the stamp. And then I'm going to start with it here. I want to leave some room for my stamp down in the bottom, so I'm going to start with this over here. And we'll stamp that down. Give it a minute to absorb the ink. It does a nice image. Now I'm going to bring in Misty Moonlight. I want that slight change in color for the next swirl. I'm going to get a paper towel to dry off my stamp after cleaning it there. So now I'm going to ink it up again. And this time we're using that Misty Moonlight, which is one of the end colors that will be going away, and I will surely miss that one. It's one of my favorites. So now I'm going to line up this bottom swirl again, just a little off kilter here, so that this little one on the bottom goes to the left and these go to the right on the top. So we're just gonna tweak that a little and stamp again. Let that sit, get all that ink to absorb into the paper, and there we have that one. All right, so now they have 2 little extra swirls. So we can come in here and we can go in multiple different colors and just add some extra swirls to fill out. Let's see. I think I want another one over here. Let's take another one off the top here. There we go. And I'm not too concerned where this didn't connect because we can always put a flower there, but you can fill these in wherever you like on your card to finish that design, or you don't have, whoop. Let's see if I can get that one to line up again. Or you don't have to add any. I just wanted to add a few extra. Okay, let me close these up for now. I'm not ready to do the bird yet. Well, I guess we could. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the bird in Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to put my little guy right up here on the corner. I'm going to do full strength for the outside. And then I'm going to bring in the body of the bird. I'm going to stamp that off and then fill my little blue bird of happiness in. And then for my sentiment, I'm choosing to do the happy birthday. But I think I'm going to do that one in the night of the navy. So let me close Misty Moonlight. Bring up Night of Navy. All right, looks like a good image. I'll just put it down here along the bottom. I love the font on this set. It's so clear. Okay, so that takes care of those colors. Now I wanted to add some leaves in with this. So again, this is the dual stamping. I'm going to bring in some Granny Apple Green and just find a few spots where I'd like to put some leaves. So we'll put one up here. And then, of course, the outline is going to be full strength. Do I want any others? Let me put one here this time. And maybe one here. Okay. Now, we're going to come in with the inside. And we're going to do the stamp off method again. So that makes that just a little lighter. And since these are those photopolymers, you can see through them to line those up. But it doesn't have to be perfect. It's that watercolor type look. And then you'll notice I am using my piercing mat to get that nice crisp image with the photopolymer stamps. And I just have a piece of scratch paper here so that I can do my stamping off. Okay. So there we go with that stamping. I'm just going to set this to the side. Then what we're going to do is we need to do our flowers. So the stamping is the same way. So for the large flowers, I use Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to, I always look again at the punch to see what direction these are in. And of course, it's sort of off-centered with the 4 petals going in an X. So I would stamp those. And then I would come in to fill it in. And again, stamp that off, line that up to get that two-tone effect. Let's see if I got that right. Okay. And then these would simply punch out. Slide in here, line those up, and punch them out. But by the magic of being prepared for video, I have mine already pre-punched, so you don't have to watch me do all of those. Then, of course, for the small flowers, I am doing Balmy Blue, and that's the same process. I have both of these mounted, so they're small. I would do, again, looking at how it goes, sort of at an angle there. And I want it to feed in this way, so I would put that on that angle. And then I would come in with the fill-in, and I would stamp off to get that lighter color, and stamp all of those, and then we would bring them in and simply punch them out. Whoop! This punch for some reason loves to make a lot of noise for me, but I have my magic box here and already have all of those. So we will bring our card back in, and I will bring in my glue dots. That's what I'm going to use to put these on. Quickly before I do that though, I did take my bone folder to give the flowers a little bit of dimension. Just sort of curl the leaves around it. Lift those up a little. And if you are putting this in the mail, they will flatten a little but still look a little curled when the recipient opens it. The little ones don't curl quite as much, but you can still do that to give them some texture. You can see I always use two sides of the paper if you mess up on the first side. Okay, I think we have enough here. So I'm simply going to grab a glue dot and put, whoop, I missed the glue dot. Come on. You could also do, lift that up a little. You could also use a little dab of glue, whichever your preferred medium is. Just gonna spread these around a little. I think the flowers are so pretty. I've been stuck on spring the last couple of weeks, making up for all the snow that's outside. But it's warm. It's in almost 40 here today, which is nice for a change. All right. Come on, glue dot, pick up. There we go. All right. So this piece, I don't think I told you, this was cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and I'm going to mount it to the Daffodil Delight that's 4 by 5 1/4. Put a little bit of glue on here. So it'll just have a slight bit of that Daffodil Delight. Put down, and then we'll put this on our card. There's still a couple weeks left for celebration, so if you place your order, you can earn those free items for every $50 that you spend. All right, there we go. So Now I'm just going to bring in some pearls to embellish this card. I just thought they looked really pretty in the center of each one of these flowers. Let's see, one more. Oop. And then we'll do the little ones. So this is a fun set. There we go. So that's our card today. I did want to show you another card that I created from this set. It's a fun fold card. So this is the fun fold card. Again, basically using that same method. I used the circle from the watercolor shape, and then this is a fun fold because this is closed and it opens on this side. This is a sneak peek of a card that will be done in my in-person stamp camp coming up at my home on first weekend in March. The actual date escaped me at the moment. So that's a sneak peek for those that will be coming to my upcoming stamp camp. But I love the set. You will probably see more videos on it in the future. It's just so versatile and so pretty. So in the link below, again, will be to the blog. And if you could give this a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when my future videos post. And if you're in need of a demonstrator, I would love to help you with that. Please feel free to message me. And always, thank you very much for taking time to watch my video. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye.